Vancouver in British Columbia is one place where people are really struggling with the cost of housing. And today we've traveled to the outskirts of the city, where one family has broken completely free of the housing market and all of its traps by building a tiny house on wheels. G'day Luke, how's it going, mate?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. Hi Leah, lovely
Nice
to meet
you.
What an absolutely beautiful tiny house you have here.
Thank you.
How long have you actually been living here now?
It'll be a year, I guess, the end of August.
And what size is this tiny house?
34 feet long by 8.5 feet wide and 13.5 feet high.
Great size. What was it that inspired you to move into a tiny house on wheels?
Basically, we got tired of doing the whole living, for the mortgage and living kind of what the norm is. And we thought, once our kids were moved out or at least graduated, which happened last year, we thought, let's take the plunge and sell everything and do our dream. And this has been about 5 years in the making, getting the courage to actually take this huge leap of faith. And we have not had a regret yet. And we're just tickled pink. We recommend it to anybody looking to take a extreme jump.
We regret not doing it sooner.
Yeah, totally,
100%.
Totally. It's wonderful.
It's super interesting hearing about moving into a tiny house as taking a leap of faith. What was it that you were worried about when you were deciding to downsize?
Just the fact of, going from, say, 2,000 plus square feet into just under 500 square feet and going, we're going to have to really downsize a lot of our stuff. And are we going to be tripping over each other? We have a dog and 4 cats, and our teenage son still lives with us. So is this going to be an issue? And smoothly, seamlessly, it has worked out great.
And can you tell me about the materials that this home is made from?
Yeah, it's just made from cedar siding. We added the corrugated metal for that industrial look. But yeah, no, it's just all natural wood, stain, corrugated metal. We just wanted to keep it simple.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Now, I noticed you've got some solar panels on the roof and there's a good-sized water collection tank here as well. Is this home off the grid?
It's on the grid as we speak, with the potential of going off-grid once we figure out the solar system and what have you and get her up and running.
And the parking spot, this location is absolutely stunning. Was it difficult for you to find a parking spot here?
This location, no, it kind of fell in our laps, but before this place came to us, yeah, it was a real challenge. We're finding in the Lower Mainland, it's very difficult to acquire property to put a tiny home on. So we got really lucky. We searched probably about 6 months.
We honestly almost just scrapped the whole project because
we were getting down to the wire and we're like, do we commit to, getting a contract and putting money down for this build without actually having somewhere to put it? That's a huge gamble, right? But it did work out in the end, so we're really grateful for the place that we have to put it. So beautiful surroundings, couldn't ask for much more.
And you're doing some lovely landscaping around here also.
Yeah, when we first moved here, it was pretty much an empty blank slate. Lots of overgrown blackberry bushes and just marshy bits in the backyard. So we had to wait till the weather cleared up after the winter where we could really hunker down and get into it. So the backyard, we've got it about 90% done. But yeah, we're pretty happy with the way it's turning out. We have quite a bit of bears that come around the property. So we have to be careful of, making sure my fruit plants aren't going to get eaten before we get a chance to eat them, because the bears are quite happy to help themselves. So.
And you've got the cat run out there as well to make sure the cats are all kept safe too.
Yeah, that's really important for us because we're big animal lovers, and like I said, we have 4 cats and a golden retriever. So the cats are always wanting to come out. They hear the birds and they love all that, but it's not safe out here with the amount of wildlife that's out here. So that was
like
one of
our
the
children. So
yeah, so it was one of the top things that we had done when we first moved here is get the catio built so that they had that safe space where they could get in and out. So yeah.
Well, the house looks great on the outside, and I am very intrigued to see what it's like on the inside. Can we check it out?
Absolutely.
Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I really like how you immediately come right into the kitchen space.
Yeah, that was one of the big things with the layout of our home. What we decided is, originally our plan was to have our master suite downstairs because we thought, do we want to be crouching into our bedroom? And then after we did some thinking and did a couple tours, we realized it wasn't a big issue. Our main focus is we love to cook and be together in the kitchen. So having a nice open kitchen space was really important to us. So this is how this kind of concept came with the open floor space in here. So we have a gas range, which is wonderful. We used to have electric, so this is just a treat beyond treats, cooking with gas. The farm apron sink, double sink, highly recommend having 2 sinks. Couldn't imagine doing it with 1, to be honest. Little things that I really love about this is we have double Lazy Susans in here, which works as a pantry. So that's really important. Lots of storage space, lots of cupboard space. They're all soft close, so that's a really nice treat. You don't have to worry about slamming all the time. The fridge is also gas propane as well as electric. So if power ever goes out, we have the option of going on to propane. So that's a real nice bonus, not having to worry about anything spoiling.
And then in the stairs here as well, it looks like you've built in a little bit of additional storage too.
Yeah, the neat thing with this is because it is low to the ground, it does keep quite cool. So we keep our bread and our perishables that don't need to be refrigerated in there. It works really well. The second step opens as well, and that's just kind of a miscellaneous junk kind of extra storage space. Over here, which is a really nice feature add-on, is they call it a breakfast bar. So it has these neat little angled arms and this bench that pulls out so we can sit out here, have a nice coffee, look outside, watch nature. It's great. And then when we're not using it, it's easy enough to fold away. And then that opens up our space of our little walkway hallway through into the living room.
And you definitely have a really cozy lounge area here.
Yeah, the second biggest spot for us was, besides the kitchen, was having somewhere that we could sit and lounge and relax after a hard day's work. But yeah, this is our main couch. We sit down and we're definitely not lacking in a TV.
No, the TV is huge.
It's a little bit of overkill now that we see it. I spoke with the builder. I'm like, how big of a TV can I put in this small space? So they pulled up a chart and they're like, well, the biggest you can get is 65 inches. Done. And now in hindsight, it should be a little smaller.
His choice, a little overkill.
But you definitely have a very immersive movie watching experience here,
It is wonderful. It is very wonderful. We enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, we sure do.
It's neat as well how you've connected the house with the catio through this window contraption.
Yeah, that was probably one of the first things that we did once we moved here. And they're really entertaining to watch too. When you're sitting here watching TV, you can look over your shoulder and watch them acting like monkeys in there.
It's almost more entertaining than the television at times.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
I bet. I think that's a really lovely feature.
Thank you.
And then we've got your bathroom through here, do we?
Yeah, we have the laundry room that you first enter through to, if you follow me here. We have a full-size, apartment-size washer and dryer, which is really a neat feature to have in a tiny house. As well as on the other side here, my husband built these custom doors. And the nice little hidden secret here is this is a trap door for one of our cat litters for our cats. So it kind of hidden away and is nice. In our bathroom, we have this very spa-like bathroom, which was really important for us to have a full soaker tub. So we were really happy to be able to have this tub that, both of us could enjoy. We have a composting toilet, which is quite standard in a tiny house. It's wonderful. No smell, very easy to use and clean. Have your full-size sink with your cupboard space. I even have a little table to even store extra towels and whatnot. So for a bathroom, it's a good size for us.
It certainly is, and especially with that soaker tub, it's very luxurious.
That's our favorite feature, I think.
Probably twice a week we have a nice hot soak and we light our candles. We even put up little twinkle lights, battery operated twinkle lights, so that we can have a soft glow in here while we have a nice relaxing hot tub. So yeah, it's really, really awesome.
And then you've got 2 sleeping lofts in this one, don't you?
That is correct. Our son does live with us. So this is our son's space for him. The way he gets up into it is quite unique. He has a ladder that hooks onto this rail that we use for the barn door slider, which also works as the privacy door for the bathroom, which is kind of important. Up here you can see these 2 white walls here, they're actually, the backs of them are shelving, which is really good for him for his clothing, and it also acts as a bit of a privacy barrier for him, so when he's up there he feels like he's not exposed to the rest of the house, which was really important to him. We have a skylight up there as well as in our loft, and plenty of light up there and lots of room, so yeah, it works out great. It's a good space.
The diamond window up there as well is such a lovely feature.
Yeah, the diamond windows, originally they were supposed to be a traditional square where they would pull open, but I like the idea of kind of having something a little different, and with the way that they're shaped in a diamond, it actually looks really neat when you're upstairs, or even down here looking up, you see the beautiful foliage outside, and it's almost like a picturesque frame for the outdoors. So it's just something a little different that I wanted to do with the design of the windows upstairs.
Very nice. And then up the stairs here must be your sleeping loft.
Yeah, this is our humble abode up here. So as you can see, you do have to crouch, but you know, for us it's not a big deal. We have a full-size king bed in here, which is really exciting to be able to still keep the king, because we're spoilt that way with our space. We have a beautiful skylight, which adds a lot of light and fresh air, and the side windows as well. In the dead of the summer, we found with the skylight and the two side windows open, you get a beautiful cross breeze. So it actually doesn't get as hot as one would think as heat rises into a small space.
This is just really lovely, especially the color of the timber on the ceiling here. It really makes the space just feel so welcoming and cozy.
Yeah, we almost look at the space as like a bit of a treehouse. You know, you get a little bit of your child back up here. A lot of people comment that it feels like a treehouse up here. It's so neat, and we really enjoy that aspect of it.
And the monstrous television downstairs wasn't enough for you. You had to have one up here as well.
Yeah, you know, with having a teenage son, he likes to do his video gaming. So, you know, us being nice parents, we let him have the TV at times, and then we can come up here and lounge back on our bed and still have our TV time. So yeah, it works out great.
So you've been living in the home now for a year. How's it working out for you?
You know what? It's been wonderful. We would never go back to traditional home living in a traditional home. We love this. It's like we actually still get excited after all this time. Every time we come home, we just kind of look around and smile going, this is like us. Like it really is us put into a home. Like our personalities in this space, and we're really happy with it.
Well, when we first moved in here, I think for the first 3 months, we were like, we're gonna have to get out and give it back, because we thought it was an Airbnb, you know. It was
just so awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. And then once you're finally here and you've settled in, and it's like, hey, this is every day for us. This is great.
Yeah.
And then how old is your son?
Our son is 19, so when we took this plunge doing this tiny house journey, our plan was always once our children were either moved out or graduated. So our son graduated last year, so yeah, that's when we decided to take the leap. Actually, it's funny, at first he was kind of like, I'm not living in a tiny house, this is insane, like you guys are nuts, you know, and all this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna have privacy. And once we actually moved in, he was just instantly converted. He's
designing his own now.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to be, his first place.
He's sold. He's like, I want a container home. I want to custom build a container home. And this is like brilliant. Like, yeah.
And obviously we're here in Vancouver. Vancouver is actually one of the most expensive cities in the world real estate wise. Can you talk to me about the cost of building this tiny house and maybe how that compares to average real estate in this city?
Absolutely. So the build, what was the cost of our build originally?
With the solar included, it was about $115,000 taxes in. You know, and when you're comparing your average home here in a suburb, you're looking at starting at $800,000, $900,000. Yeah. So, you know, we're just a little better than a tenth of the price. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I mean, for this beautiful space that we have, you know, we pay $500 a month rent, and that is including right now, because we're not technically off-grid, that's including our power and our water. So, you know, it's very, very cost effective.
Opens us up to travel and do what we want to do. Mm-hmm. So it's great. So I think living tiny has definitely opened up our future into doing the things we want to do. You know, we got married quite young. We were 19 and 20, and you know, we jumped right into the real world with a mortgage, and kids were soon to follow. So living tiny has just allowed us to free up time and space and even money to just do what we want to do. You know, our kids are almost grown up and moving on, and it's time for us just to kind of chill out and enjoy life and travel and see the world.
Exactly. Almost like we've rewound the clock. We almost feel like we're more youthful because we're less stressed out in a lot of ways, right? Financially, house-wise, it's just, you know, there's a lot less maintenance on a tiny house, but doing this whole tiny house jump for us allows us now, our game plan is with 5 to 7 years, we want to be able to just pick this up and move it to a more permanent property and just be retired early in life and just start just having nothing but free time.
There's a lot of Forest Service roads that need to see our trucks, so we have places to go.
Yes, we do.
Well, it is such a beautiful home, and it's great to know that it is working so well for you all. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Luke and Leah have done such a brilliant job with the build of this tiny house. It's beautiful, it's functional, but what's most incredible about this story to me is the fact that this home has set them up for early retirement, and that is something truly wonderful.